Once upon a time there were three little pigs, George, Fred, and Gertrude. George was lazy. He decided he was going to build his house out of straw bales and be done. Fred, he was a little smarter and worked a little harder and built his house out of sticks. Gertrude, now she worked her butt off and built a nice three-bedroom house out of bricks. One day after they had all settled into their houses, along came to George's house the big bad wolf. Now, the big bad wolf knocked on the door and said, little pig, let me in." And George hollered back, "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." So the wolf backed up and he said, "I'm going to huff and I'm going to puff and I'm going to blow this house down." And that's what he did. He huffed and he puffed and he blew that straw house all over the pasture. Now, George took off running to Fred's house and got into Fred's house just as the wolf was right before the wolf was about to catch him. Now, the wolf knocked on Fred's door. Little pigs, let me in." And they hollered back, "Not by the hair of our chinny chin chins." Well, the wolf yelled, "I'm going to huff and I'm going to puff and I'm going to blow this house down." And he backed up a few steps and he took a big huff and a big puff, and then he blew that house all over the pasture. So Fred and George, they had no choice. They ran for it. They ran all the way to Gertrude's house, beating on the door, asking for her to let them in. Well, she opened the door and let them in and saw the wolf chasing them. So she slammed the door in the wolf's face and locked it real quick. So, and then the wolf comes up and starts beating on the door. "Little wolves, little pigs, let me in." And they all yelled back, "Not by the hair of our chinny chin chins." Well, I'm going to huff and I'm going to puff and I'm going to blow this house down. And the wolf backed up and took a big huff and then an even bigger puff and tried to blow that house down. But it didn't work. So he tried again. He huffed and he puffed and he puffed some more and tried to blow that house down again. In the meantime, Gertrude's on the phone, called the local game warden, and he shows up there with his dart gun and darts that wolf while he's huffing and puffing. And the big bad wolf fell asleep after he got shot with that dart. And the game warden carted him off to the zoo, and to this day he's still sitting around the zoo huffing and puffing at those iron bars trying to get out. The end.